Alright, so I'm just going to be riffing it, but I think I might make a guide or something, some kind of video in the future, because there's really not that many ripstick videos online. I mean, there's some caster board videos and different things like that, but all the ripstick videos are like self-proclaimed ways to make them better, make them faster, and there's no like actual like common sense, let alone science behind it. I mean, if you come from a skateboarding background, you kind of know a lot of the stuff that people are saying is wrong. So anyways, I actually love these things. I don't know what it is about them that makes them so fun. I think it's because actually they're like sliding around on the plastic, having one side down, sliding that on the ground, and then pumping with the front. So anyways, these are the wheels that I use. Somebody asked me to show them what I, like and what I could recommend for them. And so these are the, I believe they're KSS wheels. They're the asphalt versions, or KSS asphalts from Amazon. And they're 80 millimeters, and they're extremely, extremely nice. Well, these up here are the Lebedas. I believe the KSS's are 89A. I forget what it's called, like the strength of them, or how hard they are, so that they don't wear out as easy, but they will slide a lot more. And then these are rated, I think, 84 or something like that, A. And then basically, I just wanted to give a couple tips, because if you can tell, my ripstick's not using a uniform front and back. I actually salvaged a bunch of parts and customized it and whatnot. I got really messed up asphalt here in my neighborhood, so that's why I got the harder wheel on the back. That's a lot more fun sliding around, but a long time ago I put some grip tape that I cut out onto the actual surface so you can actually see it and get a lot more grip. And then I found when you take the original ripsticks, the classics, these little parts come out. Like when you take off the front plate, they're not attached to the actual front piece of the caster board itself. It just comes out. So what I did was I shaved them down. I started with a file or whatever. Took way too long, so I kind of moved on to using my Dremel, and yeah, it's worked out pretty nice. I'm hoping it feels the same, because I was just getting really sick of not having the support of that plastic in there. It was kind of creaky when I would ride it. And yeah, so I just got it all nice and set up. And then one of the things I have to recommend to anyone who buys a ripstick of any kind at any point in time is you're going to want to take this thing apart right away. You're going to want to take out the casters, whatever you want to call them, because they're not designed very well, they're not lubed very well, and what you'll have happening, this is after a long time of using them and actually cleaning them and taking perfect care of them. You see that just burnt, grinded in part of the caster from all the bearings, because the way it fits on, I have this as my just kind of trash board that I use for spare parts and testing. The way it works is it fits on with a little piece that holds all the bearings in place, that has a spacer, a lot like just a regular wheel, and then just a little plastic, I don't know what you would call it. It's not it's not a bushing, kind of like I have on my I just like having the bushing on the back of mine, because any extra absorption I can get on the back wheel when I'm going over bumps is really nice, especially when the wheel slides out. But yeah, so that's there to hold all of these bad boys. I have like a million extras though. Too greasy, I can only pick up like one at a time with my nails. God damn it. one more, just one more. Put 3 so it doesn't look retarded. Sorry for the horrible quality. I'm using my iPhone. I don't have a camera or anything like that, and I'm still rocking the iPhone 5S. So the bearings go like that, and they circle all the way around. And once they're set up like that, the caster, which you can't take out the bearing put in it. Like, I've heard people say that they've successfully done it, but you're not supposed to, and the way it's designed, it's not meant to. So that would then just go over, and the bearings and everything would be nice and smooth in there. But they use really horrible grease, it's really sluggish, and it's just a mess. A good example right here would be the back caster, which I was unable to remove because the old setups, the fitting for the wrench is like next to impossible to get in here and then not get a bad angle, and so that bad angle then screws it up and starts stripping it. So look at how like barely this spins when I try to put some effort into it. I get 1 spin out of it, whereas, well, I mean, the other one's got wheels on it, so it'll actually spin a lot slower than if it had no wheels on it. But let's take mine, for example. I was 1 finger with a wheel tilted up, like, clearly it's a lot smoother. And this thing's been cleaned thoroughly, no nasty like chemicals, nothing to clean it. And I even tried dripping little air tool oil. I have the Speed Cream from Bones, but I prefer the Marvel air tool oil. It gets in, cleans out any deposits. It's amazing stuff. And then what I replace all the grease with from the bearings and stuff that I take out and clean, I've been trying to figure out whether I like Dye's Slick Lube from Paintball, or like that's their paintball lube that they used to make a long time ago, or if I'm liking this kind of like really greasy Dow 33 mixture that I got somewhere. They both seem to be holding up just as well as each other when I was comparing them side by side. And then like one of the most important things you can do when you're setting something up like this is to make sure you get some nice bearings. These are the classic Bones Reds. Like they're not like red ceramic, super red, whatever the hell. They're just reds, and they're really, really nice. And normally you'd put a spacer in there. Always gotta have that spacer in there. They come with them. And there you go. Now you just want to make sure you don't ever lose the little spacer with your ripstick that's in between the wheel, or well, it's contacting the bearing and what's holding the wheel on. And this goes just straight through, so you've got to have this little piece, I forget what the hell it's called, to go through, and you got to make sure to have those spacers to make contact on the bearings. And some people have said, oh, if you tighten them too much on like even better bearings than these, they claim that you'll actually not be able to spin the wheel at all. But what's recommended is to have just the tiniest bit of wiggle, like here. I think you can hear it. I'll try to keep it in place. You know that little like clack clack sound when I'm moving it? That's it hitting side to side. So you want just a little bit of wiggle room, but you want it to be almost completely like locked down tight. But what'll happen is if you just happen to tighten it just a little too much, it'll loosen up, and eventually you'll get a little wiggle room out of it, and it'll start getting nicer. Because a lot of people are recommending online, oh yeah, just loosen it and keep it extra loose, and then you're gonna have that wheel just shaking around in there everywhere you go. It's gonna be a mess. It's not good. You shouldn't ever do that. So yeah, I think one last thing to mention is about the ripsticks, I think they come with the what are they, 74, 76 millimeter? I think some of them come with 74 millimeter and some of them come with 76 millimeter wheels. And they're trash and they melt apart on asphalt. You gotta be like in a really smooth place. It even says like on the sticker, I think, right here, something about that. And yeah, I recommend these. Like this is what I start with. This size. They're really nice and agile and quick to build up speed with. But if you're 6'3" like me, and you don't want to be hitting bumps and falling, like, well, cracks, big old cracks and falling off the thing, it's a lot nicer to have the bigger wheels. It's way nicer. Not to mention, I find I can go way faster with the bigger wheels, while also being able to slow myself down a lot easier, even though it may not flick around as agile as the smaller wheels. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I've even tried like the harder wheel in the front, everything. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll make more videos. I'll reply whatever, and I hope to make a guide, like actually disassembling them properly, showing you what everything is, how to clean it, and then how to actually reapply everything and get everything nice and good and juicy, so you can have the slickest ripsticks out there. So yeah.